Wicked, wouldn't it, to get a quick bite, opportunistic bite. Be a nice way to start the session. Very sensitive. Okay, so you join me down here at Sandhurst Lake. It's mid-February. The weather has been really cold the last couple of weeks. You know, we've had a relentless easterly wind, freezing cold nights. The lake actually was sort of half iced over only 2 days ago. And, you know, the fishing has been really slow going, but I've had a bit of a lap round this morning and I have spoken to a couple of guys down here and I have found out that a 39-pound mirror actually came out yesterday morning and a 36-pound mirror had come out the week before. So it's not done many fish, but you know, the two that have come out, they've both been good fish. You know, Sandhurst has a really good stock of carp. Yeah, it's always had a great stock of carp, but in the last couple of years, you know, the fish growth has been quite incredible over here. I think there's at least over 17 carp over the 40-pound mark now, backed up with loads of 30-pounders. And you know, there's not only a good average size in here, but they're really stunning carp. And you know, it has got good winter form, and that's why I've come here. And you know, hopefully over the next couple of days, I'm going to be able to get, you know, amongst a couple of them. Fortunately, we have got a drastic weather change. Tomorrow we've got strong southerly winds. It's going to be getting up to sort of 13, 15 degrees over the next day or two, with warm nighttime temperatures as well. And with this being a shallow lake, you know, the fish are going to respond really well to that. From my experience with Sandhurst, when there's a big wind blowing on in the winter, you know, it's usually game on. So as long as you fish right and you can get on the fish, you know, usually you can catch a few carp and have a great session. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next couple of days. So yeah, that's the plan. Just going to keep my eyes peeled and you know, let the fish tell me where I need to be. You know, there's a few other guys pulling off tomorrow, so there'll be a few more opportunities available. Does go down nice on that spot. It's quite thick, that silt. Pulling the rod tip back really slowly. There's quite a lot of resistance there. Okay, so it's about 4:30 p.m. now, and just decided to have a little bit of a lead around in front of the swim. Unfortunately, the rod that I put out earlier on, it hasn't gone. It's been really quiet out there. I haven't seen any shows other than that one earlier on. So I have fished in this swim before, and I know that there's like an old sort of riverbed out there. It's a bit of a silt gully, and it's about 18 wraps, so I've already wrapped the rod up, and yeah, I have landed straight into it. So I'm just going to have a few casts, sort of try and find a nice sort of smooth area, or I don't know, a nice bit of, you know, seam of gravel sort of coming back out of the gully. And then think about getting a couple of rods on it over a little bit of bait, and yeah, just see what happens from there really. I'm going to stay up tonight as well and see if they're more active in the dark hours, and hopefully work out what they're up to. Oh, wow, you see that rod tip? Just absolutely glides at that first initial pullback, then it's starting to plug. I think I've made my mind up on where I'm going to put 2 rods. Okay, so we're starting to lose the light now. I've got all 3 rods clipped up. I've got rigs ready to go. I just need to put the hook baits on and then get them out, and then probably, you know, spom out a little bit of bait for tonight and see how it goes from there. But hook bait options, on one rod I'm going to put on a piece of maize tipped off with a piece of fake corn just to balance out the rig. I just used the ready-made Dynamite maize in the tubs. I just prepped it last night, poured it into a bucket and added some rock salt to it, and then on the other rod I'm going to put a little 12mm pop-up on that and just see what works really. I'm going to fish the 3rd rod out on the same line as the other 2 rods, but just a bit further left, and that's on a bit of gravel, so I'm going to probably fish a maize hook bait on that one. Just making sure the mechanics of the rigs is working how I want it to. See, when I lift up the hook bait, that the hook point drops down, just swinging freely. And then what, you know, if the fish sucks in the rig from behind, then that rig can sort of flip and turn. That's ready to go. Just going to test that in the margin, just make sure it's balanced right. I'm going to get it out there. Just got to put a piece of PVA foam on just to protect the hook point on the cast. I mean, that rig wouldn't tangle anyway, certainly not at the range that I'm fishing. But sometimes when you get unlucky, you can bink the hook on the lead on the cast. So this will just protect that from happening. Okay, let's get the first rod out. You know, when I come to put some bait out, I'll be holding that rod in the exact same position as it hits the clip. So, you know, I'm being as accurate as I possibly can be. And I think that will only put, you know, the odds in your favour. Right, that's the 3rd rod finally out there. Just now need to put out a few spoms over the top, and yeah, we're fishing for the night. Hopefully, we'll hear a few throughout the night time. I'm going to stay up for a bit tonight and yeah, see what's going on. And if nothing does happen, then obviously, reassess in the morning. As I said, there's a couple of people leaving tomorrow, and I do feel like with the change in wind, with the mild weather, that they may be pushed sort of on the wind down that end of the lake. But we'll see what happens tonight anyway. Just glad all 3 rods are out there now, got them out as well as I can. So yeah, just get out some bait quick and get the dinner on. Right, so this is the mix. As I said before, it's just maize with some coarse salt in there, coarse rock salt. So just a few scoops of that. Some of the Swim Slim original amino 3mm pellets. Nice low oil pellet for this time of the year. And some Tiger Nut boilie crumb, which I'd already prepped up at home. Saves a job on the bank. A few scoops of that. Not going to go mad tonight. See if we can nick a bite first and then go from there. That's over the left-hand rod. That's why I think when you're looking for a spot, it's always worth keeping the rod tip forward as you're feeling the lead down, because naturally when you're putting out bait with a spot or whatever, it naturally sort of pulls the rod forward because of the weight. A little morning update. Nothing has happened through the night. It's very, very quiet. No liners. Didn't hear anything through darkness. But this morning, sort of been scanning the water for the past couple of hours and have seen 2 shows, both out in the same area, sort of not in my water, but there is no one opposite at the moment. So I'm gonna chuck at least 1, maybe get 2 rods out there just on single hook baits. I'm guessing they're probably showing around 90 to 100 yards out to my right. So yeah, at the moment, as it stands, that's all I've got to go on. So I'm just gonna change the hook and change the hook bait and get this rod fired out there and see if we can nick a quick bite this morning and take things from there really. But yeah, you've got to live in hope and act on what you see at this time of the year, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Just seen another one, and again, that's even closer, that. It's right in my water. Look how slow this take is. Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, fish. Wow, that was mental. See how much slack that was? It's got some weight to it. I can't stop it from kiting round. May need to get into my waders. I've wiped you out. You'll have to lift your line up. Yeah, I knew it was going to happen. It's not good. Not good, this. Thank you. Cheers. Oh no! Oh, still on. Still on. Jesus. Just gonna wipe the other line out. I don't think I need the waders now because it's gone past my other line. Well, this is quite unbelievable. It's absolutely lashing it down now, and yeah, the two rods that I positioned at about 9 o'clock this morning, one of the two rods just received a real sketchy take, had a funny drop back, and yeah, just sort of decided to hit into it and wound down, and I thought nothing was on, and then all of a sudden I just felt some resistance where the fish had just been coming in towards me, and yeah, I've got my missus fishing to my right, and it's actually taken out two of her lines, and I thought I was going to have to scramble into the waders because it's tried to get round this tree here, but yeah, in the end it's gone through my other line. Oh, I've just seen the fish, it's a good one as well. Oh wow, we need to land this one. Waited a long time to get this bite. It's given me the absolute runaround. I thought it felt like a good fish from the off. It just felt so heavy, just heavily plodding, knew which direction it wanted to go. I just couldn't seem to turn its head. And as I say, unfortunately, oh wow, look at that, it's a really good mirror. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Oh, what a result we've got him. Go on, a tutti fruities.
Do you recognise it?
Oh, happy days. No, I don't know. I don't know the stock that well. That's a good 30 pounder, that, isn't it?
Need to get back on the spot.
I was so buzzed. So buzzed. They always mean more when you've had to work for them, that's for sure. Yeah, it's not, lake's not fishing well at all, so you know, I know we've got some great conditions now, but yeah, it's been tough going. So yeah, just, you know, classic winter tactics, single hook bait on a show. You know, if you don't give things a go, you know, and act on what you see, then you know, you're not going to get results like this. It doesn't always happen, you know, but it has this time. That's why it's always worth giving it a go at this time of year. It's not always about bait. Just need a right, you know, just need a hook bait in the right place. Eyes peeled on the water all the time. But yeah, that's enough gibbering. Let's get it out and have a look. £44.9. Happy days, man. How about that? For a cold water chunk. I was so made up. Wow, it takes your breath away how cold it is. I can't feel my arms. It's like my arms have just been sandwiched in between blocks of ice. Thank you very much. Look how wide she is across the back. Well, that was epic. Freezing. Buzzing with that. That's what carp fishing is all about. Let's get the kettle on. It's such a nice, discreet little rig. The small hook and hook bait. Nice, subtle approach. We've certainly done the job earlier on. Just want to pinch the foam on ever so slightly for that to come off nice and quick. Otherwise it can stay on there, especially in these water temperatures if you squeeze it on too hard. Trying to remember which tree it was that I was lining up with for my spot. Mate, what was all that about? I'm getting liners on this rod. Okay, so it's the second morning now, and yeah, same as the night before. It's another quiet night, and yeah, no more action as of yet. It's sort of late morning now, and I'm just contemplating to sort of bring my rods back in, freshen things up. You know, the rigs have been out there all night. And I have actually had a couple of shows on two of my rods this morning, over the middle and left rods, and I haven't had a take. So yeah, I'm not really too sure what the carp are up to. Conditions are still really good. Quite surprised I've not had another chance yet. So yeah, I'm gonna skip the rods in, maybe put the rig sort of just off the baited spots, just in case they're not really, you know, sort of feeding over the bait that I had put out, but they're definitely around the areas, so you know that's a good sign, but I'm just not convinced they're actually getting their heads down. So I think maybe some little bright pop-ups just off the baited spots, you know, might be the way to go. It's tricky to know what to do at the moment, but I think considering I caught that big one on a single, I'm going to put the other rigs, as I've just said, just off the bait in case, you know, they're not quite getting their heads down and competing for a bit of food that is down there. Well, we're coming towards the end of the session now. The rods have remained motionless since catching that big one, but you know, I'm so made up to have caught one and for it to be a real good one as well. You know, to catch a big one at any time of the year is a real result. But you know, to catch one in winter feels, you know, that extra bit special. So yeah, it's proven to be a tricky session. Found it really hard to get a spot going over a bit of bait, but keeping my eyes peeled to the water, you know, to look for any signs. And eventually, you know, a few carp did give the game away, and I reacted and put that single hook bait to where I'd seen the fish. You know, it paid off, you know, just a few hours later with one of the biggest mirrors in the lake. So unless anything does happen within the next hour, that is going to be it for this trip. But it's been thoroughly enjoyable, and now I'm just looking forward to the spring just around the corner.